Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. Why don't you take it for me? 'Cause I'm tired.
Quick thing. How do the parents not know that what is it? What is it? The Terrible 7 or 6? Whatever their
Philly,
nickname. How Mary is the same character, but they don't know that's her daughter.
I mean, they even make a joke about it. They're like, Mary is Mary, as you know.
Mary is Mary. So she's the only of the kids that doesn't change her face and turn into something else.
How come you?
How are you on this TV? Or did they explain? Does she
kids?
not join everybody else when they're?
She does.
No,
it's
yeah.
all or nothing. Remember, all or nothing.
Are the parents the stupidest people on the planet?
So it's basically
Why
Billy.
do we keep getting struck by lightning here? There are 7 lightning-based heroes in our city. Why do we keep getting struck by lightning?
Hey man, if glasses can fool people into believing that Clark Kent.
So Alex, who are these villains? Explain why Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren.
They're just jokes. They're apparently the daughters of Atlas, and what had happened was the wizards stole his staff, and by stealing his staff, they stole the power of Zeus and the wisdom of Solomon, and we're mixing all the mythology together, and nothing actually matters.
It makes magic in the DC universe stupid as fuck.
Yeah, well, the staff doesn't actually matter because what they truly want is not necessarily the staff, because at the beginning of the movie, the staff is broken because it's what happened at the end of the last movie, so they don't need it.
That's how they got free.
They don't, because they're already free, so they don't need the staff, and they're already powerful.
But they do need the staff.
For what?
They do need the staff because the movie happened.
Yeah, but they don't need the staff, and
I know. They do need the staff.
Yeah, they say they need the staff, but they don't need the staff. And
I thought they touched him like, oh, we got the power.
It's as if magic in this world it requires the staff. It does not.
No, yeah, and then so they also directly in their house. There's a door to Shazam's house. They can just walk through at any time because they need an apple. And this is important. It's the golden apple that will regrow the land of the gods. And so all they had to do is once the staff was broken, you go through the door and you grab the apple and everyone's fine.
Yeah.
And this whole movie shouldn't exist.
Right. But if you plant this apple that they want, will regrow the world. The gods' world is dying. All the gods are dead, by the way.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the film, there's like, all the gods are dead. There's no gods left. And then Wonder Woman shows up. And she's like, there's one. It's like, Wonder Woman's a demigod, but okay, no. Okay, fine. and it's like, where the fuck were you, bitch, this whole fucking time? Do you see all the shit that just happened? You see all these people that died, and you just show up, you don't fucking mention anything at all? It is so awkward. It is so out of place, and it is so stupid. And you could tell that they were like, God, James Gunn was like, God, I want to cut this so bad. But there's like, it's integral to the film. Like, without Wonder Woman showing up in a cameo that doesn't really matter, none of the film works.
Yeah.
The conclusion doesn't work. Wonder Woman essentially resurrects Shazam. Shazam is dead. By the way, Wonder Woman was also dating Shazam.
In a dream, though.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
So we get that scene. There's
Spoilers.
spoilers.
That was the funniest fucking scene. They ruined it in the trailer that he's dating Wonder Woman?
We're in spoilers, so if they're here, they already seen the movie, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm saying, what was amazing was the funniest fucking thing.
Yes.
He's dreaming about Wonder Woman, going on a date is because he has an obsession with Wonder Woman, and the wizard simultaneously is like in prison, so he's blowing this spell that comes from his finger for I guess no reason. He was hiding it.
He scraped the staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
He got
Gave
the
him a
splinter.
little bit of power.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. And he's able to go into Alex and Billy's dream here where they keep hiding Wonder Woman's face. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna do another motherfucking Superman thing.
That's what
I think that's what they were gonna do, and then they play on that. They say, hey, we're not gonna fucking disrespect you like we did last time. So she turns around, but it's not.
It's the wizard.
It's the wizard.
He's like, you're the one who caused this. Because he sent out, I was like, find me who's responsible for this. And it's Billy in his dreams.
I just feel bad about ruining that for y'all because it was the funniest thing.
We're in spoilers, so we didn't ruin it.
True.
So.
Yeah, and some of you out there don't even plan to see it.
It was a great scene, though.
It was. We had to talk about it. What else? So these sisters, if you plant the seed, it will regrow their world. Well, one of the that was the whole point. But one of the sisters is like, no, we're Lucy Lou's like, no. Now that we have it, we're not gonna plant it here and regrow everything.
You got the reasonable
We're gonna plant
one,
it in the human
the nice
world
one,
just to
and
kill
she's
them.
the super aggressor. So
It's fucking stupid.
yeah. The quarrel between them. I didn't
Now,
care
what's
about.
even stupider is there's 3 sisters. You see 2 sisters in the trailer. At some point before we meet a whole lot of them and fully flesh them out, we're in school. A new girl shows up to school.
Knew it's coming.
Whoa, here
Well,
comes the
true.
bully scene. And Freddie is getting, it runs into her and he makes a joke and she laughs hysterically at his joke. And she likes Freddie and Freddie likes her. And then the bullies come and they're like, hey, you need my number, blah, blah, blah. And they're mean to Freddie and she doesn't like them. And then Freddie, and then the teacher comes to save Freddie.
Which was Batman in the Cosmo Chaos.
Which is Batman. You remember, Joe. You did. Don't play that game. We'll probably put up a video on it later.
Question.
Yes.
Why did she have to go to school?
Because that's our only lead. Freddie is the only person that's been seen with Shazam.
Yeah, so she earns his trust. Yeah, from the last film, because she keeps saying, "Hey, where were your friends? The super friends? Is this where you sat with your friends? Do you really know the friends?" And so she gets him to bring the superpower people out. And it turns out she was the third sister. She doesn't teleport or transport into an old lady. She's just. That young looking for no reason.
Oh, her powers are rearrange furniture.
Yeah, her powers are Axis. What is her powers?
Yeah, it's called Axis.
Axis, and actually her powers are pretty fucking cool, Joe. It's just like you would never be able to get to her. In fact, they fire a beam at her and she goes like this, and then the beam.
You got to her.
I know, but
I was like, "What are you doing, staring? Fucking move!"
Yeah, I don't know. What is that?
Is
that the thing that I just saw that got shot at me that I moved away from? What is that? Is it still in the straight line? Are you literally just you have the power to move yourself anywhere and you just move yourself back in a straight line from a beam? Oh my god.
Yes.
It's so stupid. The CGI is really good on those scenes, but everything else is fucking really bad. So, of course, she falls in love with Freddie because he ran into her. They bumped into each other in the hall and he cracked a joke. But she's just using him, but as she's using him, she learns to love him, and he learns to love her and care for her. And through the power of Freddie, she thinks her sisters are being mean.
She's 6,000 years old.
She's 6,000 years old, and a boy impresses her. That's kind of creepy now to think of. Yeah, in fact, Billy was like, that is inappropriate. As a 6,000-year-old is kissing this butterfly. Anyway,
I thought once she lost her power, she's gonna turn like the Red Wedge,
that's what I
takes
thought.
off the collar.
That she's really older and not really the younger. But no, she's younger, so that I don't know. We wrote it that way so Billy can have a love interest. But no, through the power of love and affection, she throws away 6,000 years of her family. Even though she is just as hardcore about repairing her world as it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. And so, yeah, she helps the wizard and Freddie get out of prison and
so, I mean,
betrays her sister.
To totally reinforce it, just in case you guys haven't followed, they've got one apple. And so they can regrow their own world and remake paradise where that's been their whole goal for thousands of years. Or they can say, you know what? Our land's still going to be a shithole, and I'm going to turn your world into a nightmare. So they still want to have a place to live. Right. They're still going to live in a dying shithole, but then they would have fucked over humanity. And then that's clearly the decision that they make. Because
Lucy's super aggressive.
Yeah.
And she's overpowering.
Chaos. Her power is chaos.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. And
must kill chaos.
Man, at some point,
chaos.
Lucy Liu does this mad speech, and she's phoning it in. Like, I forget exactly what it's towards the third act. I was like, wow, so that was bad.
You were talking about it's like she's never impressed you. I've seen a couple things in that I liked her in, so I don't always dislike Lucy Liu's acting. Yeah, but this I totally agree with you that it's like she is completely phoning it in, and
she knows what she's in, and she's not really having fun with it. No. There are times where I see Helen having fun with it. But you get a moment where they're bruiser fighting each other. You think this old woman is gonna bruiser fight Zachary Levi in his muscle suit, and she does. You know, after he tries to politely ask her through Steve in a letter, politely ask her to stop her revenge plot of 6,000 years.
Yes.
Which I like. I like the juxtaposition. It's like, what if we would do something dumb here? But I would just think about this kind of stuff on my own. I didn't think they'd actually do it. So if every dumb thing that you would have thought that a kid could come up with to resolve a situation is done here. And it's appropriate because they're all dumb kids. And they're coming up with dumb kid ideas. And it's interesting to see them then, this plan doesn't work and then wiggle their way out. But what it results in is rather lackluster lack of action and messy plotting and random C plots where it's just, hey, I drew a unicorn one time, or I like unicorns, and now we do this whole side plot with how unicorns are actually assholes.
And don't forget the Skittles. Like, why would you put Skittles in my pockets? Because you were mad. I wanted to make
Well, there's 3 ads for Skittles. There's 4 ads for Skittles then. So then, so as she plants this fucking golden apple, it grows pustule trees, branch things, and mythical creatures start popping out and literally murdering people to death.
The first scene, like this griffin, scorpion, like just stabs this lady in the back, and
who literally survived and did her best to survive,
but
then she's instantly killed when she's like, you think she's safe, and I'm looking at this, you know, these kids. It's like, geez, okay, well, this is good for us, but is it good for them? But I don't know. So, and he's screaming at the fucking theater. Anyways. Yeah, it's that's kind of brutal. And then they so this unicorn, and she sees the unicorn, and they lose their powers. The whole thing is this staff, this is another dumb plot point, if the staff shoots you once, your powers are gone.
Yes.
And Lucy Liu has so many goddamn opportunities to shoot any number of them, like right at the beginning, and get rid of them instead of actually fighting them several times throughout the film early, and she doesn't do it, and then later. Eventually, they do it where you shoot them all out, right? But then Zachary never gets hit by it, by the way. No. They never even think to shoot of the guy who's leading the group. What? Okay. I mean, I guess she does shoot him once, but he does his electricity back at her.
And he dodges, so whatever.
He's super fast, Joe. None of the other ones were super fast. Oh, wait.
They're caught off guard.
Yeah. But fuck, the point that I was making was...
okay, so they all lose their powers. And
yeah.
Zach, or Shazam's like, I need you guys to get as many people out
that's right,
with these mythical creatures. It's like, what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, and then they have this fucking mystery van Scooby-Doo shit where the foster father's like, everybody get in the battle van. And then they get in the battle van and they're just driving around while people are being murdered. And then
they hit a Minotaur.
And then for no reason... The little girl's like, I like unicorns. I hope there's unicorns. And then the wizard's like, no, unicorns are bad. And then he goes on exposition heavy as if it's like the plot of the whole film about unicorns.
I hate it.
And then the next scene, they randomly are walking. Well, they do another scene. And then when we cut back, they're randomly walking in a parking. They see a parking garage and the wizard goes, oh no. As if he can recognize where the unicorns like to live in Earth.
It's a dark cavern.
It's a dark cavern. And he's like, oh no. And guess what? There's unicorns there. So the unicorn sees them. And the little girl's like, hey, and then the unicorn charges her like he's going to fucking kill her. But right at the last minute, she's like, yeah, unicorns. And she throws Skittles everywhere. And the unicorn goes, stops.
Friends.
This starts to eat the Skittles. Instant friendship.
Yeah.
She goes, taste the rainbow. And then the thing tastes the rainbow. Mm-hmm. And then it says, only $4.99 at your local theater. And it's, super deluxe. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
We're going to need more Skittles.
More unicorns show up because he goes, nah! Stop! And fucking Skittles come. And then his crew shows up, and then they're like, they feed him all Skittles.
We're going to need more Skittles.
And then later on in the film, you're like, so how do they factor in the family doesn't have powers? Well, they're fucking riding unicorns feeding evil unicorns Skittles to make them good and
Because
obey
all
their
of the
every
monsters
and
are
letting
scared.
them ride them, which would never fucking happen.
They're scared of unicorns.
Oh, and all the
of
other
them.
creatures are just scared because he's the
So-
king of all monsters.
Beasts.
Yeah, the
King of all beasts is the unicorn.
So yeah,
Dope shit.
This is the Black Adam portion of the movie where a kid with a skateboard just destroys the foes of hell and like all the citizens. It's you cannot have 11 fucking main characters because what's going to happen is when the main character and the main bad character are doing something, you're going to want to have 9 other motherfuckers do something.
Yep.
And no one is interested in what other 9 motherfuckers are doing.
Yep.
And then you mentioned before that you can have kids do kid shit and be the superhero and have it work because it worked in the first one, but you have to have a Mark Strong. Mark Strong was not a bumbling fucking moron with his own team trying to betray him, and there's a bunch of other people. And the issue is you can have Shazam being a kid and like they solve their problems that way, but Helen Mirren needed to be alone. Like, Lucy Liu did not need to be in this movie. The other one did not, because if Helen Mirren was just a badass bitch and was just like, I'm going to get done what I want to get done, I think this movie could have gone up like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, because honestly, Billy doesn't, I mean, if not for the dumbass villains, then he wouldn't have won. Like, he would have died instantly, multiple times over, and everybody would have been fucked, including Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, because they were nowhere to be found. And by the time one of them shows up, Billy already sacrificed himself just to stop it.
We're still trying to figure out Superman. We don't know who that is.
No, in this universe, nobody knows who Superman is.
Exactly.
They never use his name. They never talk about him. Nobody mentions it.
I mean, they did say every Power Man, and that's kind of who's
Power Man 5000.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, what else can we spoil? Well, before we talk about the last 2 scenes, talk about other stuff in it, right? So you got the Billy subplot. You got and what are the characterizations that they give? So, okay, fine, we're gonna do the family. Want to do the family? Want to push the family? I thought that this was a great opportunity. Oh, the staff, boop, you ain't got no powers no more. Perfect way to explain how going forward Shazam is the only one with powers. Nope, they gave everybody powers back. I could give them powers, right? It works like that. They're like, yeah, you still can.
At the same time, like, I don't get it because she's like, I want a regular life. I want to do this. It's like, if you want your powers back, you can't have a regular life.
Okay,
so you understand that, right?
Yeah, you think that, okay, so they did this in the first film. They're going to develop these characters in the next film. Okay, do they?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
The little girl is a
you get
little
like a
girl.
little...
She likes kittens, and she enjoys Skittles and unicorns.
And the only one with Mary. She's like,
Mary, I want to go to college. She never goes to college. They say, shut up, bitch, and fucking continue.
Give me my powers back.
Yeah, exactly. And the next one is the fat kid, Pedro. He's gay. And
sex and dodgeball.
He likes baseball because there's a shirtless guy in it or something. What was that? He was looking at a porno magazine?
No, it was a baseball magazine.
So they do that. They do that for GQ. Or not GQ,
right.
Sports
Illustrated.
And do that.
And what else? He's bad at dodgeball.
Eugene.
That is literally it. Eugene probably gets the least of everybody.
He likes to
what does Eugene get?
He likes to explore the doors. That's it.
I think he's supposed to be like the smart one and the electrical one, but he's a fuck up because during the bridge section he's trying to fuse one fucking cable with his lightning, and it takes him forever, and finally gets it fused, and he notices 3 more break, and then even the one that he fused just broke. He's a fucking moron. He's supposed to be the smart one or something. All he does is explore doors. He is a utter total waste of space. And then you have Freddy's character, which he likes to mac on women and impress people. And he's called Captain
Every
Power. And then he says when Billy shows up, the red one, he's like, yeah, that's Captain Every Power Jr. He's my sidekick.
Shazam should have taken all of their powers away.
Yeah.
The very first thing he does is, you're all dicks, all your powers are mine.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is the total of the characterization. And then we stick in the family.
So, yeah, there's no development there. So at the end,
pointless.
Yeah.
It's like they made a mistake in the first film, and they're like, fuck, we just move on. We have to just put them in there. We have to, But they had a perfect way to pull them out, and then just let it be Freddie and Billy. Okay, you don't need 7. You don't need 6. No. Moving on. What else? So eventually, the sister, the youngest, says, "No, fuck this," and she betrays them. And Lucy Liu's like, "No, fuck," and Lucy Liu raises the dragon from the realm. It's a fear dragon, by the way, with fire breath, blue fire breath, from Game of Thrones. And then so she takes it to Earth, and then when they're arguing on Earth about her planting the seed, Helen Mirren's character is stabbed in the chest because Lucy Liu. Now, I don't know, was it on Lucy Liu's command, or did the dragon just say, "Fuck this bitch," and then Lucy Liu's, well, whatever.
Seemed like it.
She's only my sister. She doesn't immediately go to her help. So that's a little muddy. And then the little girl one does her Axis powers because she fires the beam at her, and then she does the Axis powers to get really far away, and then she stares at the beam as it slowly comes towards her and hits her again.
It's like,
and
you
she loses
know
her
what the
powers.
shiny light is. Move 2 feet to the side.
She dodged in a straight line backwards. like
And she has the power
she,
of Axis.
she can move, rearrange
X, Y, Z.
Yeah, she can rearrange the entire fucking Earth, and her dodging was, I'm just gonna go backwards about 10 feet, and then the bolt just hits her.
By the way, nobody talks about how her powers, like, how does that affect things? Like, if I'm sitting in my house
You're
doing
like, oh,
like
shit.
if I'm fucking editing on my computer, because at some point they're arguing on the fucking rooftops, and Shazam comes flying, and she goes, "Hey, take care of him, Axis," and she's like, psh, and it, like, the whole city rearranges to where, like, he can't get to them because all these buildings are getting in his way, and it's like, whoa, we did it! I avoided all the buildings. And I kept thinking, all these people.
Yeah, I just picture you editing. The next thing you know, you're on a fucking tree branch. Yeah. What the fuck?
Rips all the wires out of the building.
How does it fucking
no
work?
one's got power internet anymore.
Do they temporarily teleport to a shadow realm where there's nobody actually in the buildings, and then it gets to, and then finally it gets put back where it is, and then so you switch places where it's. I can't think about it anyway.
So yeah, she loses her powers because we needed this next epic scene.
Yeah, tell us.
Lucy Liu comes in with a dragon. She's gonna eat her sister
for no reason. It's just she's randomly running away with the rest of the civilians because now she's a civilian, and Freddy sees her and he's like, "Oh," he goes after her.
Billy must save her. So Freddy must save her. So this thing is supposed to like come out with your like paralyze you with fear.
Yeah.
But he's so powerful now. So he starts to like trying to go. Freddy. He keeps walking forward. He's like, how is he doing that? He's so powerful without his power, but it's the power of love.
He loved her for that type of puppy love, I guess, is so fucking strong.
So he goes there and protects her.
Is it explained that he has the blood of the gods secretly within him or something? No, he's got a fucking raging boner. His teenage hormones is like, I'm gonna fuck that girl, or I don't know what. But he's able to go through and a beast of legend that literally takes your fears.
Men,
not even
gods,
not even fucking Spartacus can go up against it. But because he has a raging boner for this girl, he's gonna do that, and he saves
Teen
her.
puberty, man.
He doesn't actually really save her. He just grabs her, and then they both scream while the dragon's screaming at them. Yeah. They're still gonna die. Mm-hmm. But until Billy shows up,
but
and
he was
grabs
supposed
it by
to be
the
paralyzed.
Tail. But by the way, Lucy Liu, the dragon comes down right there, and it's just a random parking garage, and you're like, why is she there? I thought, oh, she's gonna kill her sister for betraying her. No, she just went there randomly, just I guess to kill more humans, and they just so happen to be there.
Well, she also has won at this point. She doesn't need to do anything.
Yeah, so I don't know.
She's taken the powers of the entire Shazam family. She's destroyed the Earth. Like this tree is going to take over and be filled. And she's got the superpower staff and a dragon. She can just fucking go
out.
Home.
Go to her realm for a little while.
Yeah, go home. It's like, good luck with all that shit. You're dead.
She's an idiot, doesn't do that, and so Billy grabs her and comes up with throws the dragon and shit, and comes up with a plan. Okay, the bubble from Helen Mirren's character is super powerful. I'll get the dragon in the bubble, and her staff seems to absorb my power, so I'm just gonna go crazy, and the staff will overload. It's like a battery, and it will explode, and then it'll explode Lucy Liu inside, and then also me, but I'm gonna sacrifice myself for my family. And this one did, surprisingly, even though it is so tropey, even though it's so, like, you see it coming from a mile away, it still had emotional resonance because I think just the performances and what they set up, and Captain Everyman Jr. because Shazam is still trying to come up with his name in this film, and by the end he says, "I'm Captain Everyman Jr." Because that's what Freddy, his best friend, he's like, "No, get up," and then he's dead.
Captain Marvel.
The
guy from the TV show called him Captain Marvel.
Yeah, there's a cameo from the original Captain Marvel. He's wearing a red and yellow shirt. You got to pick him out. There's probably a few more cameos. I think the director gets picked up and killed at one point in the park. That guy with the beard, I think. Yeah. By the way, the teacher, when it's revealed, the third sister is revealed to Freddy. The teacher shows up. So they're on the top of this building. Where is this building? Because it's high. It's the building. No, it's like the two evil ladies come. And she's like, no, wait, that's Freddy. I actually like this boy. I don't want you to kill him. But they're going to kill him. And then all of a sudden the door opens behind them as if they're, I don't know, in an apartment complex where all the superhero and all the villains live together. It's like Kramer walks in. Hey,
what's going on?
What's
here?
going on here? Is this the teacher?
You heard ruckus.
I heard a ruckus. Are they on top of the school? Okay,
yeah.
that's the only way it works. So he's like, hey, what the hell's happening here? And then they go, or she whispers into his ear, right?
Kill yourself.
And kill yourself. And then he's walking, and then you're like, oh man, Shazam will show up at the last second and save it. Or any one of the motherfucking 7 or 8 superheroes that have goddamn superhero powers. But no, he walks off, and then the scene cuts to the evil ladies, and motherfucker's dead.
She's going to always forget that humans kind of explode when they hit the ground. Like a grape.
What?
I'm like, oh, okay.
They didn't even do that in fucking Man of Steel or no other goddamn DC. It just fucking dies. Just a character just trying to help and not giving any lip service afterwards.
And they kill like 20, 30 people in the museum.
Oh, way more than that, yeah.
We just move on. Cheap. So that's it. And then so Billy gets her into there, and they fight a little bit in the CGI dragon and him, and
charging up the
lightning
rod.
And then it blows up, and it kills her, and it kills Helen Mirren because her bubble dissipates. She dies on the outside. Her sister's mad at her. She goes to Tucker, get this bubble out of here, and her sister's like, no. And then she's like, all right, fine. And then she blows dragon fire at her, but it can't reach because she's in the bubble. And she's like, ha, you suck.
While she's napping.
Yeah. She lays down.
You suck.
I'm going to nap. And so then Billy goes back to his kid form, and Freddy runs up. It's a sad scene because he's like, hey, this is, it's a movie. You're waking up now. Now is the time when you wake up, you say, hey. And I was like, damn, man, that's cool. All right. So that's how we get rid of Shazam in this universe, and then we'll have a different Shazam in the DCU. But no, turns out that, they're all sad and everything, because the magic is gone and the staff is not working no more.
So they bury him.
But just then, and the wizard, and they're like, hey, come on, you got to do something. You're a wizard. And he's like, I can't. There's no more gods in the world. Y'all killed them all. So it's like, there's way more gods in the goddamn DC universe, but we're just going to pretend there's no gods.
In the vicinity.
That's what he meant?
Yes.
No, so he's like, just because nobody's in the vicinity, fuck Billy, he could just be in the grave for the rest of his...
How else are you going to explain it?
Worm's going to eat him.
There's multiple gods, so...
Why does he say that? Okay, fine, but he says there's no gods left, and she goes, there is one, and it's from off screen, here comes one, and I realize how much I hate that song, and it's so stupid and annoying and out of place, and then they actually show her face, because they don't hate Henry Cavill. They don't hate Gal Gadot as much as they hate Henry Cavill, apparently. And so then, even though she's irrelevant now, she's no longer going to be Wonder Woman, she says, I'm a god. It's like, no, you're not. You're demigod, but okay. And it needs a god, but whatever. And then she hits the thing, and then he gets resurrected. He's, you fucking buried me. It's funny. It was a little funny. And then he's like, hey, Wonder Woman, because he's dated her in his mind, and he wants to get with her, and he's like, hey, I'm like 18 now, And I know I got your dad's blood like running through my veins and everything, but we're not family, we're not related, so it's not creepy or
And
anything.
you got rejected.
And she's like, "Get out of here, kid." I think she does. I think she literally says, "Get out of here, kid." No, she's
Just stick to saving.
stick to your side of the fence, kid. And then she walks off.
And the mom says, "Why do our kids like older women?"
Right. Instead of saying, "Bitch, where the fuck were you at when my son died?"
How did you get to the realm of the gods, by the way?
And are there anyone else like you?
Like, she's in the realm of the gods. Like, how the fuck did you get there?
She was the one in proximity, like I said.
She was just, like, hanging out on, like, a cloud fortress somewhere else.
Okay. So and then they have a nice scene where the girl joins the family. So Anna, the third sister, is still alive, and she wants to be forever with Freddy. And so they're hanging out, and then she goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm just, I'll plant the seed in I'm taking a vacation from my realm, and I'll just hang out here and learn from you guys."
And they start holding hands.
Because Wonder Woman revitalized all you had to do is, like, touch the staff in your own world and go, "Ah," and then it regrows.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Oh, because he said you need a spark from a god.
Yeah, so they used the spark from the god to regrow the land of the gods. They didn't need the apple. They didn't need any of this other stuff. They just...
Well, right.
Plan
Wait
B.
a minute, right. Because
There's a
the
plan B,
apple, I don't know
plan
why
A.
I was thinking that they used the apple that was already used. No, that apple's used.
That apple's used. They just spark...
They need a plan B.
It's just that's fucking stupid. Okay, it's even stupider. All right. Next on the list of stupid is what happens after the dinner scene.
The wizard comes in.
The wizard comes in.
Papa
He's
Midnight. He shows up like Papa Midnight.
Who's Papa Midnight?
Papa Midnight is the guy who runs the club in Constantine. And he played Papa Midnight. And
It looks like a pimp to me. It's like a fucking zoot suit with a big old hat and a feather in his cap and everything. And he's like, "I'm gonna live amongst the humans for a while." And he's got his wizard powers back. And he's like, "I just came for the staff. I don't really like you guys." But he gives him a speech. I'm proud of you guys.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm going to fade into ash. Oh, no. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. My Uber's waiting.
Get an Uber. Some jokes. The film's got jokes. And then he leaves. And then what else?
And then we get the post.
Is that where we get the post?
I think
Is there one
so.
more? No, he says, "Hey, earlier when he came back from the dead, he says, 'Can my family have their powers back?' It still works like that, right?" They say yes. So
Which,
they're going to
again,
get their
doesn't
powers
make
back.
sense
I wish they would just say, "No, you can't."
Because the only one that I could see from this movie is Freddy. Because he's like, I
can see two. I could see them trying to develop Mary. Try to do something with Mary.
Well, she just felt like I want to be.
She has more in the comics.
I feel like she's like in this movie. She's just like, I want to
you're
hang
right.
out with people with
In this
myself.
movie.
I want to go to college. It's like, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, it won't matter anymore because this shit is
Okay, so then they do the DCU. So they cut out Henry's cameo is going to be Superman. I think they were even going to do a Flash thing, but they cut all that out and they did DCU. So of course you got James Gunn's wife walking around. I'm not going to call her Harcourt from. Nope, she's James Gunn's wife from now on. And there's supposed to be this banter between these two. The big fat guy with the beard and shit, and it's supposed to be funny, but it rings hollow. It's not funny at all, and it's just forced in here. James Gunn's annoying nepotism. Harcourt, James Gunn's wife says that she knows who Billy is. She's like, he's kind of immature, but we're going to recruit him. And they see him, he's like, bam, 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 and he's shooting fucking, bottles with his lightning. And he's acting way more like over the top than normal from the end of the film, and I think it's because they filmed this scene later, so he probably they wrapped filming a long time ago, and then it's got that weird feeling to it, right? It's a little out of place, and he's like, "Oh, she's like, "Billy," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, who? Billy?" That kind of stuff, and she's like, "Hey, we know who you are," and he's like, He's like, "What? How do you... bullshit, how do you know? Why?" And she's like, "Don't worry about that. It's because her husband is in charge of the DCU now, and he's going to keep his friends and kick out others that he doesn't want. That's why." That's why she said, "Don't worry about it." And that's what she says now, from now on, when people ask her questions. So like, "Hey, how are you still in the DCU? Don't worry about it. My husband." That's that scene. She goes, do you want to be in the Justice? He goes, yes. He thinks it's the Justice League so that he can be with Wonder Woman. And
Just a society.
but she goes, society, and he goes, oh, well, that sounds stupid. And everybody in the theater was like,
Who else is in the Justice League, though?
nobody gives a shit.
He knows Wonder Woman. Who else?
No, they never mention anybody else. Wonder
Lantern.
Woman is the only one.
Yeah,
in the
Green
Justice
Lantern
League.
doesn't fucking exist.
Never mentions
Manhunter doesn't
Lantern,
exist.
I was gonna
doesn't
say I was gonna
mention
call him, but then
Flooper, man, Mon. I don't know.
There's Seaman.
Anyways, they're planting the first on-screen. This is the first on-screen seed for Gunn's new DCU. He is bringing over his best friend Zachary Levi because he wants him, and he can carry him over. Fuck Gal Gadot. Fuck Henry Cavill. Fuck whoever they were gonna have play the Stewart, Jon Stewart and Green Lantern. Fuck Martian Manhunter. That guy can't get no goddamn respect. Fuck Ray from the fucking cyborg actor. And they're like, nope, none of you. You? Yeah, you're my friend, so you don't worry. Hey, man, you're not going to kick me out, bro, are you? Here, I'm making fun of it, but, like, if there's people I want to keep, Zachary would be one of them. I like him as Shazam. Anyways. The scene is ridiculous. It's an out-of-place joke about Justice Society that nobody gives a shit about. And, yeah. By the way, Wonder Woman shows up, and like I said, nobody ever explains where anybody else is or where the fuck she was. Everyone in this... an after-credit scene is there at the end, very, very end. And what happens here, Joe?
here we see the first villain in Shazam 1. We see him just the backside, and then
the Dr. Savani.
yeah, he's been waiting there for 2 years, and then he gets a little visitor. He's like, now my plan is like, it took me a while to get here, but I'll start my plan. It's like, what's your plan?
So I've been waiting here 2 fucking years for your plan to go. And the little voice box worm is like, I ain't got no motherfucker. I ain't got no legs.
It's like, I ain't got no wings.
It takes a while for me to do shit. It's funny. But I was wondering, is this actually just a funny joke? This feels like it was filmed before they knew that there wasn't going to be a DCEU, right? But now it's kind of being played for like, no, nothing's ever happening with this worm guy, because the joke is, oh, wait, I forgot something.
Like,
or he's like, I got to do
plan?
one, but first, I got to do one more thing. And then he goes, and he's like, no! So it almost feels like a fake tease at something, and then they'll never do it again. If they ever do a Shazam 3, I guess they set it up, but I think it's actually just a, hey, you remember that thing that we teased you with at the end of the first one? Yeah, we never really intended to do anything with it, and so here it is again, where we never really intend to do anything with it again. Isn't that funny? That's kind of what I thought it was, and why they still left it there, because there ain't going to be no Shazam 3. I can tell you that right now, at least not in the current DCEU. Now, somehow, after Flash, maybe Zachary will get sucked into
Peacemaker.
a wormhole, into a Peacemaker
episode. Yeah, no, yeah, he can be in the Peacemaker
episode. And then
episodes.
he will be in the DCU. He'll show up in a Peacemaker episode, or he will get a cameo in one of the films, or they'll go ahead and go forward. But hopefully, if James Gunn is in charge and he wants the nepotism, maybe all 6 of those kids annoy the fuck out of him, and he's only going to take Zachary, because he's not friends with any of those other actors. So that's the way we get rid. That's the way we get rid of the Marvel family. That'll be a good decision, right? You don't want him to take the family with him, do you?
No, not at all.
Okay, we'll keep Zachary Levi. We'll get rid of the Marvel family. Anyways, takes me a while to get things. He slithers around. Oh, it ends. This was crazy, because like the whole film is filmed at 3 p.m. The whole theater was filmed with parents and kids.
It's spring break.
And he screams, "God damn it!" And like I could tell that the parents didn't like that. And then like nobody laughed either. It was just like kind of
the same thing with the Taste Rainbow motherfuckers.
Fuck. Yeah. Kids film where people got brutally murdered a lot.
The teacher's dead.
I'm with you, David.
Teacher's fucking dead.
He popped like a grape.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I'm with you, David Sandberg. I love you, bro. This one wasn't quite as good. I wanted to love it more than I did. All right, guys.
Yeah.
That's going to be it. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.